Hi Sarah, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good, how are you today?
Yeah, good.
Good, where are the kids?
We got a new babysitter from year 12. So she comes and casually looks after the kids, after school and stuff, so it's pretty helpful.
Great, that's good to hear, a lot of help.
Yeah.
So just a quick recap on confidentiality. So, as I've said in past sessions, anything that's said and done in these sessions will be kept confidential between you and I unless there is a risk of harm towards you or any others, just as my ethical duty to ensure and protect your well-being. Okay, so no worries. So within these last sessions, we've covered your feelings of grief and loss towards Josh, your husband, in the ways that you feel as if you have lost a husband while he's technically still there. You've also said that you've experienced troubles adapting to the power changes experienced when something like dementia happens. How are those feelings with you now that we're on to about a week later?
There's still a lot of the same feelings of I guess disappointment and stress as well. I'm not really understanding everything that's happening, and it's really hard at the moment, and just not really knowing my feelings either. I just don't really even know what I feel.
No worries. So I totally understand how hard that will be for you and the kids, trying to adapt, trying to understand everything that's happening. So just as we mentioned last week, you went to the support group that I set up and the website information. How did you find all that? How did that go?
The support group was really good. It was, just everyone kind of grieving all together and just, talking about how they're feeling in their own experiences, and it was nice to feel not so alone, especially since I live so far out of town and it's hard being so far away from everyone and isolated. So I thought it was a really good step. I really want to go back. Yeah.
So in comparison to how you were feeling previously before the support group and the extra information provided, how are you feeling now compared to back then? Do you feel as if you're happier to, say, move on or move forward with Josh in the relationship?
I think emotionally I am, because as I said, I heard everyone else's experiences and stuff, and it was nice to get a bit more insight of what's going to happen. But I guess I'm still not really understanding what's going on, and it's just really hard to wrap my head around what dementia, what I even have to look at. We're so young and it's really unexpected, and I don't really know.
Okay, so I understand that it is a very hard thing, a very confusing thing, especially at your age, to wrap your head around. Going back to when you expressed feelings of grief and loss towards him and all the power changes.
Yeah.
Just with recognizing the loss, how would you say you've gone about your feelings, understanding and actually recognizing that you have technically felt like that you have lost your husband, although we're still there, and recognizing, okay, this is what's happened and this is what's going to happen?
I guess I'm still even discovering new feelings all the time, especially a lot of loss. My reaction would probably be I'm still kind of soldiering on, but it's hard as well. You can tell that Josh's self-esteem's definitely gone down and everything, and he's not as confident with the power changes and everything. So I feel a lot of pressure comes back on me to be the brave face and be it's fine and everything, but it's really hard. I'm not really sure.
So just going back to when you said that you're putting on the brave face, just letting you know that it is totally fine to feel at times sad within these situations. So If you ever feel that way again, there are plenty of support systems which I will set up for you and I will give to you.
Yeah.
So with the reactions to the loss, we've discussed your reaction, but how would you say that Josh's reactions are affecting you and the kids?
Josh, like, yeah, like as I mentioned, his self-esteem's kind of just, gone kind of down, and he kind of just he's like not the same person, and that must, like, I feel bad, it must be so confusing for him, but I think he's definitely shut himself off a bit because he's frustrated, and he said to me he's frustrated because, like, he's slowly starting to not remember just simple things like his bank code, and, it's just really hard, but, like, he's still really fine with the kids. They still have a really good relationship. The kids, I guess, like, since they have a good relationship, like, definitely things are going well at the moment. But you can tell that they're still sad. Like, my eldest one, he knows what's going on and he knows what's going to happen. My youngest is still a bit confused and doesn't really know. But I think they're coping, like, okay. I think it's mainly just, like, me who's, kind of holding everything up.
Okay, so just to go back to the start, you said that you were struggling to understand the feelings that you're experiencing. Now, this next kind of activity may be hard.
Yeah.
However, I want you to just re-experience and relive the emotions you felt and tell me about them when you first initially found out about Josh's diagnosis of early onset dementia.
I guess, like, it was just kind of just really hard, like, I don't really understand, like, because I always just thought that it was just older people who got it, and they were just old and then went into a nursing home, and that was kind of it. Whereas, like, he's still really young and is going to live a long time, and I guess I felt really sad about it, like, and just so disheartened. Like, I know, like, I grew up with a dad around, not that he's not around, but he's just not that person, do you know what I mean? And it's just hard. I just feel really sad. I just feel really sad about it all. Like, there's no real other way to describe it. Like, those feelings were just shocking, and I just don't even really know what to expect either anymore. Yeah.
No worries. That it's totally common to feel that way. And just something just before we move on to the next step. I have this diary here, and just if you're comfortable with doing so, throughout now and the next session, if you are able to just write down, different stages of feelings and emotions, and what's happened, what's not like what's gone right, what hasn't, what challenges you face and how you've overcame those.
Yeah. And
maybe just writing down things that you'd like to address within the next sessions, and things that you'd love to find out more about, and maybe just services you think that you would need throughout the following years that to come with Josh, as dementia is a deteriorating disease.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with doing so?
Yeah, no, like, I'm happy to do that, especially if it's going to help me in the long run, with Josh and the kids, so yeah, definitely, that sounds really good.
Okay, no worries. Just another important thing about understanding feelings through the grief and loss processes is pretty much just reconnecting and re-experiencing and re-establishing a relationship with not so much who you once thought Josh was, moving on to, re-establishing a new relationship with the so-and-so new Josh. And what do you think ways that you can go about that, re-establishing a relationship with him, having the kids re-establish a relationship, re-establishing and, like, just being okay with the new roles that you're experiencing?
Probably just spending like more time together and getting out and doing things. Like since this has happened, as I said, like his self-esteem has really gone down, so he's just being kind of inside lounging around because he's not working at the moment. And yeah, it would just be really good to do that and just get out and, you know what I mean, like just feel somewhat normal, because it feels like things have just completely changed and we never get to do that stuff anymore. Whereas like we would always, you know, on like a Friday night was always like our family night to go out and do something together, and like we would always just, you know, go down to the beach and everything, since we're only like a little town and people always go down there to socialise. So yeah, it would be really good to like do things like that.
No worries. So between now, so thank you for sharing your emotions first of all. Between now and our next session, along with the diary, maybe just trying to re-establish those relationships with Josh, and you know, just because he has this disease now doesn't mean such and such that he's not there. So you can still go out, you know, have your movie nights and just kind of reconnect with this found Josh.
Yeah.
As well as continuing the support group, which seems to have worked well. Very happy with that. And I will gather some more information. I'm happy to email you those links in regards to dementia, early onset dementia, what's going to happen down the track. Are we all comfortable with that?
Yeah, no, that sounds really good, because I'm, still so unsure of what's going to happen in the future and what to expect and what I need to do. So
no worries, I understand that. And are you feeling better after today's session?
Yeah, like definitely. Like it's good to hear you say like we need to get out and, you know, do those normal things that we were doing. Because it's been really hard, and I guess I've been too scared to say anything. So now it's kind of like motivation behind it. And yeah.
No worries. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
And we'll be back next week at the same time.
Yeah, perfect.
Awesome. No worries. Thank
you.
That was great.